Kobi Karp is the principal architect at Kobi Karp Architecture and Interior Design. He joins us now for more perspective on the building collapse. Kobi, welcome. Thank you for joining us. So this building is roughly 40 years old. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that seems young in building years. Given your professional knowledge and just from looking at the pictures, do you have any sense of what might have led to its partial collapse overnight?
Regretfully, looking at the videos so far, I think we don't have all the data and information, but you can clearly see that basically the internal vertical structure collapsed upon itself on the inside, and then the facade that was facing the ocean on the east side fell backwards, meaning towards the west, towards Collins Avenue. And so what it leads you to think, and what leads you to see, is basically that there's a failure of the structure on the inside, on the spine, where the vertical concrete structure of the shear walls or the columns meets the horizontal concrete slabs. And that's where the failure potentially occurred, which then fell into itself. And then
I'm assuming that right, and I'm assuming that there must be building regulations that stipulate how strong those vertical structures have to be, correct? And what materials are suitable. Is that correct?
Yeah, the building is rather young. The building is from the 80s, and we have buildings like this. We just restored a few of these buildings in the 20s that were built in Miami Beach, like the Roy France building for the Cadillac Hotel. Or the Aman Hotel, and these sort of structures, 100, 120 feet tall, were always built out of concrete, reinforced concrete on piles. And so this mean and method of construction is quite typical for us here.
And it's hard to tell what what materials were used in this particular building, though, correct?
No, this building was substantially concrete. It was reinforced concrete slabs and columns and shear walls. And that is the MENA method, the preferred MENA method that has been used here for a few decades, almost 100 years. And what's interesting is that the codes and the requirements obviously have gotten more strict. And this is a rather young building. It's a 1980-something building, so it's only 40 years old. Mm-hmm. And the 40-year recertification it was scheduled for is something that is quite standard. It's like being 40 years old and going to the doctor and getting your checkup. That's what it's for.
Right. Gosh, so from your professional perspective right now, it's a total mystery because, like you said, the structure appears to be what most of the buildings in the area are. There's no, because when I look at the picture, and of course I'm not an architect, I see the lines that sort of signify where the floors were, and they look very thin to me. But that's normal?
Yeah, that is normal. Slabs, today we use post-tension, which is about 8 inches. Some of the slabs in two-way reinforced are about 8, 7, 6 inches, as thin as that. But if you look at the video, what's interesting is potentially where it occurred, right, is at the vertical connection to the horizontal connection. And if there's a failure and the slab falls down, then arguably that slab that falls down is more impact. So as it falls down, it's not designed to take that kind of a load. And that's the scary part about it. And whether they were working on the roof or they were working on the main building itself and maybe doing some structural work in there, that will be seen. But this building has been standing for 40 years. And the design and the safety code, the requirements and the safety coefficients are substantially greater than they were 100 years ago. This is a building that was built in the early 80s. So this is a prototype, and you can clearly see that only part of the building on the northeast corner collapsed, yet the southwest corner remains standing, which is very interesting, how that disengaged itself from that part.
And so is that unusual when you see a building like this collapse? I guess we very rarely see a building like this collapse. But do you find it unusual that only, part of the building fell, that it didn't seem to affect the structure in the other part of the building?
Yes, absolutely. And especially in this unit, people will ask, how did it disengage itself, right? You can see the vertical shaft holding up the building, whether it's the staircases or the elevators in the middle, which is commonly where the shear walls would be that give it that lateral strength. Yet at the same time, why did it fall only on the northeast part and the southwest corner remained standing and disengaged? And those are the kind of things that the forensic engineering will get into and hopefully figure out as soon as possible.
For people who watch this story and think, my gosh, this happened in the middle of the night, people were sleeping. Are there typically warning signs ahead of a collapse that massive? I mean, would there normally be sort of a rumbling in the building? Can they really just happen seemingly out of nowhere?
That's a very good question. And I think that you would think that, there was some kind of a failure that happened in the past 24 hours or the past 24 months. That something happened. They were working on the roof, they were working inside the building. You know, Maybe somebody would have seen a crack in their floor and their tile where it starts to disengage. And sometimes these cracks and these separations can occur, and there's nobody living in the unit. They could be out of town or they could be out of state. And what happens then is that nobody notices it. And then once the failure happens, because obviously at 2 a.m. in the morning, nobody was working on the building. It's not as though somebody was working on the
Right.
roof, somebody was cutting a concrete wall trying to put units together, or doing a structure, compromising the structure of the existing building. Um, Nothing. It was
Right.
obviously this event occurred either in the past 24 hours or in the past 24 months for this action to happen, because this kind of a massive failure, nothing was happening at that point in time at 2 a.m. in the morning.
Absolutely. Well, Kobi Karp, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your expertise into the structure of buildings with us. And of course, we continue to pray that the rescue crews find more survivors. Thank you so much.
Thank you.